Welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're unpacking a reality about bone health that is absolutely critical if you're over the age of 50. For literally decades, we've been sold this super simple story, right? As we age, our bones get weaker, so we need to pop some calcium to keep them strong. Simple. But here's the thing. Recent medical science is showing that this old school approach isn't just kind of ineffective, it might actually be secretly endangering your heart. We're going to look at this massive gap in traditional bone care, figure out exactly why taking calcium all by itself is definitely not enough, and see how the real MVPs, vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, fundamentally change how our bodies process this essential mineral. So let's start with a scenario that I bet sounds incredibly familiar to a lot of us. You've got so many older adults out there diligently taking their calcium supplements every single morning, right on schedule. And they do this for months, even years. They're actively trying to do the right thing for their health, but despite all that dedication, they still deal with joint pain, those awful muscle cramps, fatigue, and man, their bone density scans keep showing their osteoporosis getting worse. It is just incredibly frustrating. You are literally feeding your body the raw materials it needs, but the actual construction, it's just not happening. So why do your bones still ache? Well, the answer actually doesn't have anything to do with how much calcium you're swallowing. It's all about where that calcium is actually ending up inside your body. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to look at something called the calcium paradox. You see, when we just take calcium without any kind of biological guidance system, it doesn't just magically teleport into our skeleton. I mean, I wish it did. Instead, imagine this really confused character. Let's call him Mr. Calcium. Without clear instructions, Mr. Calcium just wanders aimlessly and dangerously around your body. Instead of heading into your bones to build up that strength, he gets lost. He settles into your bloodstream and your soft tissues, and that leads to this terrifying double whammy. You end up with brittle, weak bones that are literally starving for calcium, while at the exact same time, you're developing hardened, calcified arteries. Not good. To put that into perspective, exactly 99% of the calcium in your body belongs securely locked away inside your bones and teeth. Think of them as the ultimate storage vaults. That leaves this tiny, highly regulated 1% for your bloodstream, which you need for things like nerve signaling and muscle contraction. But when you flood your system with calcium supplements and you don't have the right biological tools to manage it, you completely wreck that delicate 99-to-1 balance. All that excess calcium spills over into the blood, completely throwing off your body's natural equilibrium. And that brings us to the formal definition of the calcium paradox. Medical researchers actually stumbled onto this back in the 80s and 90s. They were doing early heart transplant surgeries and noticed that a massive wave of unguided calcium could severely damage heart muscle cells. And looking at the bigger picture, epidemiologists spotted this totally baffling trend. Countries with the absolute highest dietary calcium intake, places like Finland, Sweden, the Netherlands, they were still seeing massive rates of osteoporosis and bone fractures. Like, how is that even possible? Well, it's because the calcium is basically lost in the body. It isn't being absorbed or directed right. High intake is somehow equaling weak bones and damaged blood vessels. So how on earth do we fix this? Okay, let's dive right into this and look at the actual biology here. Section 1. Vitamin D3, the gateway of absorption. Think about it like this. Calcium is just the raw building material. You can drop a giant pile of bricks at a construction site, but if there are no workers to actually move them, you aren't getting a house. Vitamin D3 is the gateway. It's the worker that actually pulls the calcium from your gut directly into your bloodstream so your body can even begin to use it. It's this powerful hormone that essentially opens the front door. And here's the kicker. When you are deficient in D3, which is incredibly common, especially for older adults, folks who aren't out in the sun much, or people with unbalanced diets, your calcium absorption just falls off a cliff. The calcium literally just passes right through your digestive tract and gets flushed away. Just that deficiency alone can cause those muscle cramps, the fatigue, and those bone aches we were just talking about.
But getting the calcium into the blood, that is only half the battle. Which brings us to section 2, vitamin K2, the biological navigator.
So what actually happens to all that calcium in your blood once D3 gets it there? Well, without any further instructions, Mr. Calcium is just going to wander around the blood vessels and cause absolute havoc. Enter Shipper K2, your body's dedicated delivery man. Vitamin K2 works its magic through a protein called osteocalcin. Now, osteocalcin is produced by your bone-building cells, but it starts out completely inactive. It's basically fast asleep. Then, vitamin K2 comes along and wakes it up. Once it's activated, this protein acts like a giant magnet, pulling Mr. Calcium right out of the bloodstream. Shipper K2 literally takes Mr. Calcium by the hand, walks him straight through the front door of the bone house, and physically anchors him deep into the bone matrix. That is how you actually increase bone density and put the brakes on age-related bone loss.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer dual power of vitamin K2. Because while it's busy doing the heavy lifting to build up the bone house, it is simultaneously protecting your heart. K2 activates a second protein called matrix GLA protein, or MGP for short. You can think of MGP as a literal biological shield for your cardiovascular system. It aggressively blocks calcium from settling into your soft tissues and the walls of your arteries. There was this famous study, the Rotterdam study, where they tracked people for over a decade. They found that folks with high vitamin K2 in their diets had vastly less calcium buildup in their arteries and a way lower risk of heart-related issues. K2 keeps the calcium in the bones and strictly out of the heart. So let's put it all together.
Here is the perfect biological journey in 3 totally non-negotiable steps. Step 1, calcium enters the body, either through your diet or supplements, acting as the raw material. Step 2, vitamin D3 acts as the gateway, pulling that calcium out of your digestive tract and into your bloodstream. And step 3, Shipper K2 steps in, firing up those proteins that clear the calcium out of the blood vessels and ship it safely into the bone house. You absolutely need all 3 elements. If you take away D3, you get 0 absorption. If you skip the K2, you are setting yourself up for dangerous calcification.
To really drive this home, especially for the 50-plus crowd tuning into this explainer, we have to look starkly at the very real dangers of taking unguided calcium without K2. When you get this massive influx of calcium and it has nowhere to go, it hardens your arteries, a condition called arteriosclerosis, and that drastically shoots up your risk for high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. On top of that, your kidneys have to filter all that extra calcium, which heavily increases the risk of chronic kidney stones. It can even settle right into your joints, causing the exact stiffness and pain you were probably taking the calcium to prevent in the first place. Talk about a backfire.
Obviously, the risks of unguided calcium are severe. But hey, there is incredibly good news here. Let's move on to section 3, the 50-plus solution, safe supplementation. So the crucial point is getting these dosages right. Honestly, you might want to pause right here and grab a pen to take some notes. According to the Institute of Medicine and the European Food Safety Authority, a healthy adult between the ages of 19 and 70 needs about 600 international units of vitamin D3 every day. But once you cross that 70 mark, that requirement bumps up to 800 international units daily. Why? Because as we get older, our skin just becomes a lot less efficient at making D3 from sunlight. The big medical goal here is to keep your blood level of 25 hydroxyvitamin D right at or above 50 nanomoles per liter. That right there is the absolute sweet spot for optimal bone and overall health.
To actually put this into practice, here are 5 actionable steps for safe supplementation, Number one, figure out your baseline. Are you just looking to maintain your health, or do you suspect you're actually deficient? Number two, always calculate your total daily D3 and calcium from all your sources. That means your food, your multivitamins, everything, so you aren't overdoing it. Number three, and please listen very carefully to this warning, if you are currently taking any vitamin K antagonist blood thinners, like warfarin, you absolutely must consult your doctor before you even think about adding vitamin K2, because it can seriously interfere with your meds. Number four, take your D3 and K2 with a meal that has some healthy fats in it. These are fat-soluble vitamins, so they absorb way better that way. And finally, number five, follow up. Have your doctor check your blood levels after 8 to 12 weeks just to make sure your new routine is actually doing its job.
We've covered a ton of vital ground in this explainer today. The whole narrative of just blindly throwing calcium at aging bones, it's dangerously outdated. Your bones and your heart are intimately connected through this delicate biological dance of calcium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2. So I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on today. Is your current bone health routine actually protecting your heart, or is it secretly putting it at massive risk? I strongly encourage you to go straight to your medicine cabinet right now, read the labels on your supplements, and schedule a quick chat with your healthcare provider. You want to make absolutely sure that Mr. Calcium is being safely and correctly delivered right to your bone house. Thanks so much for joining me today, and stay healthy out there.